Trump's youngest son, Barron, apparently will not be a delegate at the RNC this summer. Barron has come up quite a bit during this trial, and he is apparently declining to go forward. Any idea or insight into this? Wednesday, he was elected as a delegate at large, but we're getting a statement from Melania Trump with regards to him dropping out. She said, and I quote, "While Barron is honored to have been chosen as a delegate by the Florida Republican Party, he regretfully declines to participate due to prior commitments." What's happening with Barron? Is he going off to college? And how do you choose one because they all hate Republicans, never mind one named Trump? Barron's a very good athlete, he's very tall. How tall is he? About 6 feet 8 inches. He's a good kid, a good-looking kid. He's also a good student, a great student actually. Very good student. Do you want him to go to Wharton? Where do you want him to go? Well, we're thinking about that right now, and those are the things we're talking about. Barron Trump has fascinated the public ever since he was first introduced to the world as the youngest child of former President Donald Trump. While he has been carefully guarded by his family, rumors suggest that his journey might be taking an unexpected turn. Known for his quiet demeanor and multilingual talents, Barron has recently made headlines with speculations about his future. Now, just as he steps into adulthood, the spotlight has never been brighter. Let's dive into his shocking transformation from a small, timid child to the towering 6 feet 7 inches teenager he is now. Barron William Trump was born on March 20, 2006, in New York City. His parents are former President Donald Trump, who first gained fame as a real estate mogul, and former First Lady Melania Trump, who used to be a famous supermodel. As the youngest of the former president's 5 children from his 3 marriages, Barron has 4 half-siblings, Don Jr., Ivanka, Eric, and Tiffany. However, he was technically raised as an only child, as he is between 13 and 29 years younger than all his siblings. Although he and Tiffany could have shared part of their childhood, she was raised in the Los Angeles area after her mother, Marla Maples, while Barron was born and raised in New York. Melania Trump was a hands-on mom. When it comes to raising his youngest son, Barron, Donald Trump was determined that he and his wife Melania be hands-on parents, rather than rely too heavily on help. "We keep it down to a minimum," said Trump in his first family interview. They had staff to help with cooking and housework, but no nanny in the traditional sense. "If you have too much help, you don't get to know your children," Trump added, saying that his instilled conservative practices in his 4 older children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, Eric, and Tiffany. "I tell them no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes," Trump said, "because if you're going to start, you can't get off." When it comes to raising Barron, Melania also said, "I like to be hands-on. I think it's very important." She helped him with his homework, science and math were his favorite subjects, and took him to after-school sports herself. Barron is 9 years old. He needs somebody as a parent there, so I'm with him all the time. "As you know, my husband is traveling all the time," she said in that same interview. During the rare moments of calm amid the presidential campaign, Melania said she encourages her son and his father to have one-on-one time. "Barron loves to be one-on-one with Dad because normally he's almost always with me," she said. "So I give them space when it's Daddy and Barron time. They go alone for dinner one-on-one, and they play golf together. He looks forward to that." It's clear how much Donald and Melania love Barron, their youngest child. He clearly means a lot to them, but the truth is he came as a surprise to the couple. Barron's conception came as an unexpected shock to his father, Donald Trump, as well as to others. Melania Trump revealed her pregnancy 6 months after their wedding, catching Donald off guard with the news. She recalled the moment in an interview with *People* magazine, saying, "He came home one day last August, and I told him he would be a daddy." His reaction was one of surprise, he needed a moment to take it in. It was a real shock. However, after the initial surprise, Donald was reportedly overjoyed and excited about the arrival of their child. Despite the unexpected circumstances around Barron's birth, both Donald and Melania have always been open about how much they love their son. Donald often speaks about Barron with pride, referring to him as his special boy and expressing admiration for his intelligence and multilingual abilities. Melania, on the other hand, views Barron's birth as nothing short of a miracle, often calling him her miracle baby. The former supermodel has frequently talked about the immense joy and happiness Barron's birth brought into their lives, considering his birth was unexpected. Donald and Melania Trump were unprepared and even struggled to choose a name for their miracle baby. Choosing a child's name is a significant and meaningful decision for any parent, often filled with a mix of excitement, challenges, and doubt. For Donald and Melania Trump, the process of naming their youngest son, Barron, was no different. In 2006, while Donald was still hosting The Apprentice *, the couple shared in a brief interview with Gayle King for The Oprah Winfrey Show *, revealing that Barron almost had a different name. Donald said that he had always been fond of the name Barron but had never considered it seriously for his other children. There was speculation that Donald's fascination with the name, Barron, went back years. During his affair with Marla Maples, he reportedly referred to himself as the Baron. He even requested that the main character in a television series based on his real estate career be named Barron and used the pseudonym John Barron on several occasions. Despite these theories, the origin of Barron's name is still not clear. According to *Nameberry*, Barron is a variant of the word Baron, with an extra R, meaning a lord of the realm in British nobility. When Donald suggested the name for their son, Melania liked it immediately. However, Donald admitted that he had second thoughts about the name at the last minute. By then, Melania had already become attached to it and was calling her unborn son Barron. She thought it was too late to change the name, and Donald eventually agreed. Ultimately, Donald chose Barron's first name, while Melania chose his middle one. Barron's family shielded him from public scrutiny in their quest to give him a normal life. However, the media were able to dig out facts about the youngest Trump offspring as he got older. Still, for the majority of his childhood, Barron lived in the family's penthouse in New York City, where they wanted to protect him from public attention. He spent most of his time inside his father's New York City high-rise, Trump Tower, where he had an entire floor to himself. It makes sense that Barron has always known a life of luxury. In an interview with *Parenting*, Melania revealed that Barron really liked planes and helicopters when he was little, and that, as a hands-on mom, she cooked his breakfast and prepared his lunches. She also believed in encouraging his creativity, even when he would draw on the walls. His imagination is growing and important, she said. If he draws on the walls in his playroom, we can paint it over. She also noted that Barron spent a lot of quality time with his father, mostly at his Mar-a-Lago residence in Palm Beach, Florida, where they played golf, ate dinner together, and enjoyed family time. As Barron grew older, times changed, and soon Donald Trump became President of the United States, moving to the White House in Washington, D.C. Barron and his mother, however, remained in Manhattan for 6 months until he finished school. Growing up, Barron has attended numerous prestigious schools. While living in New York City, he was enrolled at Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School on Manhattan's Upper West Side. After Donald began his presidential term in January 2017, Barron remained in NYC finishing out the school year. During Barron's final year at Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School, he took his entire 5th grade class on a trip to Washington. A group of about 80 students joined Barron along with teachers and Secret Service agents on an excursion to the White House, where they met Barron's father, the President of the United States. The group also toured the nation's capital and stayed overnight at a hotel before returning home. Then in May 2017, it was announced that Barron would be attending St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Potomac, Maryland. Tuition at St. Andrew's cost the Trumps about $40,000 a year. Barron's enrollment marked a departure from the precedent set by previous first families, including the Obamas, Bushes, and Clintons, who sent their children to Sidwell Friends, a private Quaker school located in D.C. and Bethesda, Maryland. Melania, adopting a distinctive approach to raising her only son, ensured he had a solid upbringing while keeping much of his life private. However, Donald Trump's election as President of the United States brought Barron into the media spotlight. Despite his father's constant media attention, Barron's parents succeeded in keeping his entire childhood away from the negative media attention. There were still challenges, with grown adults wasting no time in attacking a child online. While his father was in office, Barron was receiving a lot of negative media attention. It got so bad that former first daughter Chelsea Clinton came to his defense amid the online bullying. Chelsea tweeted on several occasions, asking others to give Barron the chance to grow up without so much criticism. It's high time the media and everyone leave Barron Trump alone and let him have the private childhood he deserves, Clinton wrote in response to a negative article about Barron. Jenna Bush Hager, another former first daughter, also spoke out about how the attacks on Barron made her mad because the truth is obviously, Barron Trump didn't ask his dad to run for president. Although Barron's relationship with his half-siblings isn't often discussed, one might wonder if their significant age gap has any effect on how close they are. Despite the difference in age, though, Barron appears to be close with them, as seen in numerous instances where they've been spotted together. As the only child of Donald Trump and his second wife, Marla Maples, Tiffany Trump and Barron have quite a bit in common. Despite Barron being the only child to actually live in the White House, it was Donald Trump's older children, Ivanka, Eric, and Donald Jr., that took most of the spotlight during his presidency, often leading to jokes about the fact that his less power-hungry children were being overlooked. Protective Tiffany, who often visited Barron at the White House while she was studying law at Georgetown, has regularly been seen sitting next to her younger half-brother at events. In the past, she has taken to Instagram to call Barron the best little brother she could ask for and has publicly wished him all the happiness in the world. As the first of the property mogul's sons to grow up with the fame and pressure attached to the Trump name, Don Jr. has a lot to teach Barron. Although Barron has largely been kept out of the spotlight during his dad's campaigning and one term in office, Don Jr. took on a very public role. On several occasions, his bond with Barron was most evident when the pair were seen fist-bumping on the final night of the 2016 Republican National Convention in Ohio, and Barron's mother Melania was spotted grinning in between the pair, who were 28 years apart in age. Nevertheless, outspoken and controversial Don Jr. was criticized for using his younger brother's name to make a political rival the butt of a joke. Despite former First Lady Melania repeatedly saying that people should leave the minor out of politics, Don Jr. tweeted in 2020, "In all fairness, Joe Biden is not capable of debating Barron Trump, let alone Trump." As for Barron's relationship with Ivanka, people were speculating that it might be hard for the two half-siblings to be close with a 24-year age difference and a reported falling out between Melania and Ivanka. It was possible that relations would be strained forever. However, it became clear Ivanka is fond of her half-brother when the family gathered to watch Donald Trump sign several executive orders. As the family stood behind Donald to mark the historic moment, Barron stole the show when he was seen trying to high-five his nephew, Theodore James. Sharing the sweet moment between her sibling and son on Twitter, Ivanka made it clear she highly rates his skills. "My youngest brother proves he's a baby whisperer," she wrote. There's not much evidence of a bond between Eric and Barron Trump, who were born 22 years apart, but if Melania's only child is viewed by his half-brothers in the same way Tiffany reportedly was in the past, it could be money that gets in the way of the pair forming a tight bond. Donald Trump's older children supposedly tried to stop Tiffany Trump from gaining a significant share of their inheritance. Could the same have been on the cards for Barron when Melania reportedly delayed moving into the White House to negotiate a better deal for her son? As a result of their blended family's dynamics, Barron is closer in age to his nieces and nephews than his siblings, which might be a bit awkward for him. Donald Trump's growing family already has a total of 5 kids and 10 grandkids ranging from age 3 to age 18. Barron has found a way to connect with his nieces and nephews, especially Donald Trump Jr.'s older daughter, who is only 2 years younger than him. Since the two are close in age, they are more like friends than niece and uncle. It's undeniable that his childhood wasn't ordinary, but this next fact about him is definitely not what you'd expect. Barron Trump is trilingual. Barron recently turned 18, marking a milestone in his remarkable life. From his luxurious upbringing to his impressive multilingual abilities, Barron has always stood out. Like all of Donald Trump's children, Barron knows multiple languages, but he took his linguistic talents to another level at a young age, learning to speak Slovenian at the age of 3. As a little boy, Melania says Barron often called his grandmother and spoke to her exclusively in Slovenian. While Melania was a proponent of Barron speaking multiple languages, she noted that she's on the same page as her husband as to what language Barron should be using in public. "My opinion is that more languages you speak, the better it is. But when you come to America, "You speak English," she told People. Barron's journey with languages began early, showing a natural aptitude that quickly expanded his linguistic repertoire. As he grew older, Barron continued to build on his language skills, learning French alongside his siblings. His mother, Melania Trump, has often spoken proudly of her son's abilities. In a 2011 interview on Joy Behor's show, Melania highlighted Barron's trilingual skills, emphasizing how connected he is to his Slovenian roots. Melania also discussed Barron's language prowess in an interview with People magazine, further showcasing his impressive abilities. With such a strong foundation, who knows how many more languages Barron might master in the future. While Barron has impressed everyone with his education and multilingual talents, people still have doubts about him. The rumors regarding Barron Trump's autism diagnosis first emerged on social media platforms and various online forums. They gained traction due to the public's curiosity about the youngest member of the Trump family. However, it's important to note that these rumors are largely based on speculation and have not been confirmed by reliable sources. The privacy and well-being of public figures, especially children, should be respected. Numerous experts have weighed in on Barron Trump's behavior, offering their professional opinions to dispel the autism rumors. While it is impossible to provide a conclusive diagnosis without a formal evaluation, experts who have observed Barron Trump's behavior have noted that some of his mannerisms, such as his reserved nature and occasional moments of appearing less engaged, can be attributed to factors other than autism. These observations emphasize the need for caution and the importance of avoiding unfounded assumptions. Responding to such claims, Barron Trump's father denied his son having any such condition and labeled them disgraceful and fake news in an interview with Fox News in 2017, according to the Wrap. In 2016, Melania Trump even threatened to sue a YouTube user who suggested that Barron was autistic. The man later deleted the video and apologized. It was creepy for grown adults to speculate about Barron Trump's mental health, but things got worse for the young Trump because his golden boy celebrity life is not without challenges. Donald Trump's wealth might have given his family a comfortable life, but it also made them an easy target for danger, which is exactly what happened when Barron Trump was stalked. Tracy Marie Fiorenza, a 41-year-old ex-teacher, traveled to West Palm Beach in March 2023 and started asking questions about the former first son outside the elite Oxbridge Academy. According to police records obtained by the Chicago Tribune, a security guard who spotted her at the school called 911 on March 7, telling police officers she was a known stalker of a high-profile student. When deputies arrived on the scene, Fiorenza claimed she was just trying to speak to the school's headmaster because she had conducted her own investigation into whether Barron Trump was at the school. The teacher was ultimately let off with a warning and was asked to leave the school premises. Just a few hours later, though, Secret Service agents found her at a nearby gas station and drove her back to her hotel. She had previously harassed people at Oxbridge Academy, making several calls in October claiming that school officials were not following protocol, authorities noted. By May, Fiorenza emailed the school's headmaster, saying, "I will state that I will shoot Donald Trump Sr. and Barron Trump straight in the face at any opportunity one get." She followed that up with a second email on June 5, saying she would slam a bullet into Barron's head with his father in self-defense. According to an affidavit submitted by a U.S. Secret Service agent, the U.S. Secret Service contacted Fiorenza later that month to arrange a meeting at its Chicago field office. When Fiorenza was presented with the emails, she admitted to having sent them from her home in Plainfield. The complaint said an ensuing investigation found that Fiorenza had been trying to reach people who worked in the White House under Trump beginning in 2018. In other correspondences to government officials and celebrities, she claimed she was being attacked by bad actors. She also allegedly claimed that Donald Trump is the leader of a pedophile ring and that the federal government followed her former students in Chicago, using remote sexual stimulation on them in order to get revenge on Trump. She stalked Barron, and it was a scary experience. Eventually, she was charged with stalking and making threats and served time in jail. Barron Trump recovered from the stalking incident and focused on developing his own interests. The boy has shown that he has a range of talents, leaving many to wonder if he might follow in his father's footsteps, particularly in the world of sports. His impressive 6'7" frame has sparked speculation that he might pursue a career in athletics, with basketball being the #1 sport people expect him to pursue. However, Barron's true passion lies elsewhere, specifically in golf and soccer. According to a 2015 report by The Washington Post, Barron's favorite sport is golf. Given that his father, Donald Trump, is well known for his love of the game, having played 261 rounds during his presidency, mostly at his private courses, it's no surprise that Barron has developed a strong interest in it as well. Golf has become more than just a hobby for the Trumps, it's a bonding activity that Barron and his father share. During Trump's time in office, Barron was often spotted playing golf alongside him, making the most of their limited time together on the course. Barron's golf skills have even caught the attention of social media, with videos of him swinging a club going viral on TikTok. Fans have seen him playing 18 holes with his father at the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, further cementing the bond between father and son. Melania Trump has also talked about how meaningful these moments are to them, noting how golf serves as a special connection between her husband and their son. Apart from golf, Barron also loves soccer. He's a huge fan of Arsenal FC, and his enthusiasm for the sport was clear during a 2017 Easter egg roll at the White House, where he discussed soccer with DC United midfielders Julian Bishop and Marcelo Sarvas. Around the same time, DC United, a Major League Soccer team, visited the White House and presented Barron with a signed black and red soccer ball, a gesture that definitely made the young soccer fan happy. Barron didn't just stop at being a fan, though. He took his passion to the next level by joining DC United's under-12 development team, proudly wearing the number 81. His commitment to the game continued when he played for the Arlington Soccer Association's under-14 team in 2017. The next year, Barron had a memorable experience meeting his soccer idol, Wayne Rooney, at the White House Christmas party. The Rooney family attended the event mainly because of Barron Trump's passion for the game. It's no surprise that Melania Trump beams with pride when discussing her son's athletic prowess. He's got the height and the ability to excel. The same goes for Donald Trump, who recognizes Barron's potential and is fully supportive of his pursuits, whether in sports or elsewhere. While Barron's interests may currently revolve around golf and soccer, his future remains open to various possibilities. Not only has he inherited his father's athletic abilities, but he has also shown an interest in his father's business endeavors. This combination of talents suggests that Barron could make it far in multiple areas, from the sports field to the boardroom, following in his dad's footsteps. It looks like Barron Trump's time to step into the political spotlight is coming sooner than people think. Former President Donald Trump's youngest child graduated from high school a few months ago and was picked by the Republican Party of Florida on Wednesday night as one of the state's at-large delegates to the Republican National Convention. "We have a great delegation of grassroots leaders, elected officials, and even Trump family members," Florida GOP Chairman Evan Power said. "Florida is continuing to have a great convention team, but more importantly, we are preparing to win Florida and win it big." In a family full of politically involved children, Barron Trump seems to be following in his father's and older half-brother's footsteps. Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr., both of whom will also be Florida at-large RNC delegates, along with Trump's daughter Tiffany. Who knows what's next for the youngest Trump sibling? College? It has not been announced yet where Barron Trump will attend college, but going to university is his next step. As his father, former President Donald Trump, confirmed on July 9, 2024, at a rally in Doral, Florida, he's now going to college, got into every college he wanted to, Donald Trump said of his youngest son. He made his choice, and he is a very good guy. Barron Trump's half-siblings, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, Eric Trump, and Tiffany Trump, have ties to the University of Pennsylvania and Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., which makes people wonder, will he follow in their footsteps? At this point, it's likely that the University of Pennsylvania is a top choice for Barron because that's where his father went to. Considering how much Trump loves Barron, it's not surprising that the two of them are close and manage to make time for each other despite their busy schedules. Donald has talked about how special his youngest son is to him very publicly, and it looks like the father-son duo will be spotted together more frequently in the light of the 2024 presidential election. Barron joined his dad on the campaign in July 2024 while in Doral, Florida. Donald noted from the podium that it was his son's first ever rally. "You're pretty popular. He might be more popular than Don and Eric," he said. "So, Barron, it's good to have you. He's had such a nice, easy life, now it's a little bit changed." This just goes to show how close the two are and how Donald has supported him throughout his life. His support for Barron runs deep, particularly through their shared passion for golf, among other things. Donald Trump continues to be proud of Barron's achievements in sports, including both golf and soccer, and has supported his pursuits wholeheartedly. Despite their public life, the Trump family has maintained a level of privacy around Barron, allowing him to grow and develop his interests in a supportive environment. Donald's influence is clear in his encouragement of Barron's talents and aspirations, reflecting a strong and supportive father-son relationship. Now that Barron is an adult, the public is sure to be seeing more of the father-son pair together. Barron's fashion sense has caught the world's attention, as he is now recognized as a sophisticated young gentleman. His amazing fashion choices echo that sentiment. The young Trump's style reflects a blend of his mother Melania's influence and his own distinct taste. Known for his love of dressing like his father, Barron has developed a unique style, often showcasing high-end designer brands. Some even say that he dresses like a young Donald Trump. Melania Trump's flair for fashion is evident in Barron's wardrobe, as he has been seen wearing luxurious labels like Gucci. Even though he's young, Barron's impact on the fashion industry is growing. For example, when he wore a J.Crew graphic tee, it almost immediately sold out, as people wanted to buy it simply because Barron was sporting it. Barron's unique style extends to his choice of footwear as well. Like any other teenage boy, he has an affinity for trendy sneakers, particularly favoring New Balance over designer brands like Gucci. His love for New Balance was evident on his 14th birthday when he sported New Balance 574 core sneakers, gaining attention for their classic look. Barron has consistently chosen New Balance sneakers in various colors, integrating them into both casual and formal outfits. His choice of sneakers, often paired with stylish yet practical pieces like bomber jackets and graphic tees, showcases how he effortlessly blends comfort and fashion. Barron's approach to style, combining luxury with classic elements, reflects his evolving taste and the influence of his family's high-profile lifestyle. His fashion choices continue to make a statement, signaling his growing confidence in the public eye. Barron Trump also makes history. As he steps into his role more comfortably, it's important to remember that he made history simply by being a U.S. president's son. In recent decades, a strange trend emerged in U.S. presidential history where only daughters occupied the White House. This pattern began with John F. Kennedy Jr., the last first son before his tragic death in 1963. For decades following JFK Jr.'s passing, no president had a son, marking a long absence of first sons in the White House. This tradition of presidential daughters continued until Donald Trump's election in 2016. Barron Trump broke this long-standing trend when he moved into the White House in 2017. His presence as the first presidential son in over half a century signaled a significant shift in historical patterns, marking a return to the norm of having sons in the White House. Not only was Barron's presence a return to tradition, but it also highlighted the unique nature of his role as the only son in a recent line of presidents who had only daughters. Barron's position in history holds special significance. Looking ahead, what's next for Barron Trump? Even though former President Donald Trump is the only family member on the ballot this November, there is already presidential merchandise being created for his youngest son, Barron. T-shirts, pins, and notebooks bearing Barron's name and candidacy for a 2044 election, when Barron will be old enough to run for the White House, cropping up at Donald's rallies and online vendors. Barron won't turn 35, the minimum age for a president, until 2041, making the 2044 election his first potential campaign. Supporters of Donald Trump, the 2024 Republican presidential nominee, have been spotted wearing shirts with Barron's face and the slogan, Barron 2044, on the front. There are also, Barron Trump for President 2044, buttons being sold on eBay, and notebooks with the same slogan available on Amazon. It's clear that people want him to remain politically involved, just like the rest of his half-siblings. But ultimately, the decision to remain involved in politics is up to Barron himself. The Republican National Committee invited Barron to serve as a Florida delegate at its convention this year, the same event where his father was formally nominated. However, Melania Trump's office stated that he regretfully declined due to prior commitments. Barron was the only one of Donald's children absent from the convention in Milwaukee. During his speech, Donald Trump seemed to acknowledge his youngest son's absence, telling the crowd, "Barron, we love our Barron." Although Barron hasn't been as public-facing as his siblings, Donald Trump mentioned in May that the 18-year-old likes politics and occasionally tells his father what he thinks he should do, which Donald finds amusing. Donald's three oldest children, Ivanka, Don Jr., and Eric, played very hands-on roles during the Trump presidency, serving as advisors to their father. It's unclear whether Barron would serve in his father's administration if he were re-elected in November, though it seems unlikely at the moment. Whatever Barron chooses to pursue, it's undeniable that he has transformed into a fine young man of many talents, with many people rooting for him. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to tell us what you think in the comments below.